Hey everyone, this is April with Just So Bored again. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do not mind our whining dogs in the background. It feels like every time we start a video, they have to come and complain to us. But today we wanted to do a quick and easy video on how we're gonna do this, what some people call a pork butt, or AKA pork shoulder. I'm gonna refer to it as pork shoulder. We're gonna do it in the smoker. We got a smoker a while back and we've absolutely been loving it. And I was kind of daunted at first, like, oh, I can't smoke anything. And luckily for me, I have a son who's awesome. We YouTube videoed and did all this stuff, and we've been loving our smoker. So we just wanted to pass on how absolutely easy it is to do this. So first you're gonna go ahead. We have 2 of the pork shoulders. Ours are gonna be about the size of roughly 5 pounds each. And you do want to make sure that you're gonna have your fat layer and even. So this one you can see hopefully here that it is a pretty even layer of that top fat. So that one's good, but we're gonna go ahead and this one we are gonna trim it just a little bit. I'll turn it so hopefully you can see. We're gonna try to just make it a little bit more even. That way when it cooks, you don't have that big glob of fat. All right, so a trick that my son has taught me is if you're looking to see if it's good to go, you're gonna go and just feel around. If you feel hard places, then that means that you're gonna need to go ahead and trim more. If it's pretty good and soft, then you're good to go. If it's just a little area, you can kind of just disregard it. And this I didn't do, they'd already done that at Costco, so sorry. But as long as you have that as even as you can, like I said, you're good to go. Now we're gonna go on to the next step. And what I do, because we are gonna want to lay this on the top, so I'm gonna do this bottom layer first and then flip it over is what I do. You can do it however you want. Now, with this, I am gonna need my helper to come and open my oil for me. Now you can use any binding agent that you want. We have used mustard. At first we were wary. I love mustard, but a lot of people don't. And we were all like, oh, is it gonna taste like mustard? It does not. It literally just binds your spice rub to the meat. For this specific recipe that I have found and love, it uses olive oil. Can you go ahead, sir, and just place some on the meat for me? I don't want to touch anything. So this is just olive oil. We're gonna rub it around. If you don't like the feel of raw meat, you can use gloves. Okay, so you're gonna get that all over the meat, whatever you choose to use, be it your mustard or all the other things out there that you can find online to try and just see what you guys like. But honestly, like I said, we didn't taste the mustard at all. It just helps the spice. Okay, now we're going to have the spice rub. Now you can use whatever spice rub. There's a gazillion you can find, Walmart, Costco, Amazon, but I did find one I absolutely love to make. And so you can see my weird scrawl, but it's basically a spice rub that comes with, you use brown sugar and paprika and black pepper and all this stuff. You can find many great recipes online, whatever you and your family like. We like this one because it has that kind of sweet yet spicy mix. But we found a couple at Walmart that we like too. So it's just kind of trial and error of what you guys like. Now with the pork shoulder, you are gonna want a liberal spice rub. We did try to do this method for our brisket at Christmas. That was a no-no. So make sure the meat that you are doing, you follow the directions. And you want it to be on every area of your meat. You can just kind of put some in my hands for the, thank you. And then just pat it on in here. And we're gonna need to get over here as well. You're gonna need a lot of the spice rub, whatever you choose to use. Okay, so once you get that side good and done, now we're going to flip it over. You can do this where you flip this and put it right on the grill. Just the only thing is you're gonna lose a lot of your spice rub, so you can do whatever you prefer, but I'm gonna do it on here today. All right, so once you get that spice rub on there, make sure you are getting, like I said, every inch of it. You don't want any part of it to not have that spice rub. It's gonna add that flavor and give it that nice crust on the outside as well. And you do wanna make sure you have plenty on hand. We used about half of this, and you don't wanna run out in the middle. So whatever, if you're making it or if you're purchasing it, just make sure you have plenty. Now we're gonna go ahead and go throw it on the smoker. So as you can see, we have a Traeger for our smoker. For here with our pellet blend, we got the Costco, this blend of hickory, maple, cherry, and oak. And we've been loving that so far. We've tried a couple different kinds. And then for this, we are going to start it off at around the 250 mark. I had it heating up at the 270 just to get it up to par, so you can see it's about 260. But for this part of it, we're going to put it for 250, give or take it about 4 hours. I do want to mention that you want to get an old, whatever kind of tin thing. I have an old bread pan. You're going to put water in that. That's going to keep that moisture level up. Also, another thing I do want to point out that I've loved are these little areas back down here. You can see this throwaway kind of pan area. That really works well, so you don't have to do so much cleaning at the end. And then you can also get replaceable little guys as well on Amazon for that, for all of your drippings. And those are, just keeps it nice and simple for you when you go to be done. Okay, so we got that up to par. You want to make sure it is up to that before you throw your meat on. Now for this part, we are just going to put it in just like this. And like I said, we are putting that fat side up. And then we are just going to let that sit. I'm going to go ahead. We will show you the next step as we go. After about every hour, we are going to spritz it. You can do a mix of either the apple juice, or you can just do like we are today, because we didn't have any apple juice. We're just doing apple cider vinegar. We're going to spritz it every hour. We'll go ahead and show you that next, but for now, see you in a little bit.
All right, I'll be taking over for your normal host for now, and I'm going to be showing you how to spritz the pork shoulder once an hour has passed. So you're going to do this every hour for the first 4 hours. Technically, it's been a bit more than an hour because we had some technical difficulties. There's two ways of kind of doing this. You can either use a mop and mop it on there, but we actually have a bottle with what we will be spritzing. Ideally, you want to use 1 part apple juice to 1 part apple cider, but today we'll just be using only apple cider because that is all we got. I suggest using a bit more of the wider nozzle type and not zooming it in to where it sprays like super direct. So have it a bit tighter, and that will spray a bit more wide, and this helps to get a more even coat across it and not put too much. I'm just going to try and spritz it on all sides. A little bit here, a little bit there. Really basic, nothing too much. Don't want too much nor too little. Now I'll move on to this one. Simple as that. So you're going to want to do this 3 more times after the first time. Once again, once every hour. We'll go ahead and get back to you once we get past these first 4 hours and once we get to the next step in the process.
Alright guys, so we are actually back sooner than we thought. We were doing this spray every hour, and we decided to go ahead and check it because these were smaller. These were about 5 pounds, and we're used to usually doing 8. So I decided to just go ahead and check it, and yes, they were over the 145. Now they're at about 150. You want them at anything over 145 before you're going to go ahead and wrap. So we did check, like we put this in, and it was at that 145 to 150. We're going to take it out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this. You can either do aluminum foil or you can do the peach paper. We've tried both. It just depends how long you have. Since we want to go ahead and get this cooked a little bit faster, we're doing the aluminum foil method today. mention that you want to go ahead and spritz it one more time throughout this next process. You are not going to spritz it at all. So literally spritz it one more time and then you go ahead and wrap it. I do have, as you see, the 2 pieces of the heavy duty aluminum foil. And I'm just going to kind of wrap it like a blanket. This is a lot easier to wrap, I will say, than using the peach paper. And then I want my fat side still up. There you go. We're going to go ahead and throw it back on. All right, so we are going to go ahead. We're going to replace the thermometer in here. Keep an eye on it. And then you want to make sure at this point to drop it down to 225. And again, I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take. We're going to keep our eye on it because the other meats we've done have been per pound very different. So we'll let you know how long this 5-pounder takes. Alright guys, so it is officially almost done. It is reaching that 199. You can do anything from 195 to 205, and we're opting to just take it out at that 199. It took us roughly 4.5 to 5 hours from start to finish for this size of meat, but do not go by us, go by that thermometer reading. And so take it and wrap it at 145, and then take it out anywhere that you feel comfortable from 195, like I said, to 205. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to just take this, and for now we're going to put it in either, you have 2 options. You can do a closed cooler, or you can do your oven just shut off. We're going to let it rest. Now, you can do anywhere starting from 20 minutes. You have to do at least 20 minutes up to those 2 hours. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to throw this in our oven, and then we're going to show you the finished product. All right, guys, here's a much anticipated and awaited final product. So we had ours rest about an hour because we were busy making homemade barbecue sauce and coleslaw and all the good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and just go in and see. Wow, that is falling apart super nicely. I'm able to shred it super nice. So that is as easy as it is, guys. We cannot wait to eat it and try it out. Every time we've made it so far, we have absolutely loved it. It has been well worth the time and effort it takes. I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll catch y'all later when we're just so bored again. We make another video.